So I will present today our little submission for the hackathon, and I was also helped by two participants from my company, Nicole Beck and Fabian Utzli, who did the video and some part of the engineering. So my name is Nello. I'm the developer working for LlamaIndex, an insurance company based in Switzerland. I work in a small team. We mainly do SPFx, TeamsFX, and Azure stuff. I will introduce first the challenge we did identify, how we approach this little project, and what difficulty we did encounter because we had difficulty, and how we try to solve them. Then I will explain the flow for simple agent and also for the multi-agent system, and I will then show some part of the code, demonstrate the setup of the demo, and wrap up this with a live demo. So this year is the year of the agents. Copilot is everywhere, GPT and so on. And then we first thought about implementing an agent in SPFx. That's a great idea, but there is one little caveat. Agents are isolated. So that's why I thought about trying to make them communicate together. And that's where I think SPFx and SharePoint Online naturally helps. So one web part is an agent, two web parts are two different agents, and if I can connect them together, that would be a great fit. The stack for us was pretty clear. SPFx for the front end. We would also use some RAG to index SharePoint Online document, and the back end with Azure Functions. So the idea was at the beginning of this little project, clear, develop a single agent web part, and somehow the main agent web part which would be capable of communicating with the other web part on the same page. When we want to retrieve file content and feed it to an LLM, we need to index those content first semantically. So this is because the context windows for an LLM is limited, and we cannot give every file to the LLM. So there is some preliminary step which we need to do, and we found out that the RAG is fairly simple to implement, but achieving good RAG results was not so easy. And I came across this LlamaIndex framework, it's a RAG framework, open source, and found that the results are really good. So I implemented this little project with LlamaIndex. Now I will a little bit talk about the simple agent flow. Basically, when we add this web part to a SharePoint Online page, we just need an agent name. We need a prompt to define how the agent behaves, what task it would solve, and we need some knowledge. So these are the files which we decided. We know that from SharePoint page and other easy Copilot Studio, the configuration is quite simple. Then when the user arrives on the page, it first hits the backend, the Azure function, one specific endpoint, and we check if the semantic indexing has been done for this configuration. So with this part, it means that the index is private or is on for every page and for every user different, and that's how we have solved the permission problem, because it only gathers the files which the user has permission for. And then the user can ask a question. It is sent to the backend, another endpoint, and then the RAG retrieval is performed, and it is fed then to the LLM, which then generates response, which is then streamed to the user in our SPFx path. That's the simple agent flow. For the meta agent flow, so we need at least 2 different agents and 1 meta agent. I will show that in the demo in a couple of minutes. So in this demo, we have 3 different agents. The first one is SPFx agent, the SPFx specialist. Then we have a Teams FX agent, also specialist in this area. And then the third one is the Power Platform agent, which is in this area, specialist. And then when the user arrives on the page, then every agent, SPFx, Teams FX, Power Platform agent, checks if the index is here, and if not, it will be built. And then there is an additional step, which is intent classification, which I've implemented, which was to understand what is the aim of this query and what should the meta agent do when all the separate agent answer have been received. So when all the separate agent answer has been produced from the agent, it will then hit back the backend with a specific endpoint and do a so-called thinking. It's a little bit too much, but we speak about reasoning or thinking. Yeah, it will just try to understand what did the 3 or the specific agent give back and try to summarize that or analyze that in this context. So we have analysis, we have implemented analysis, and also comparison, and we did 4 C discussions, so that was basically a multi-turn class, but we had no time to implement in the hackathon. Okay, just speak a bit about the demo. So the SPFx web part is deployed on the tenant, but it could be also gulp served, so locally served. And then I've created a dev tunnel. So that means this is a free product from Microsoft, and basically you get a public URL which then points to your local machine, and you can then, if the web part is this public URL, which I have configured, I will show that in the demo, then it will hit my Azure function, which is running locally with those endpoint, and my Azure function it's then going to the various cloud services like OpenAI or Cosmos DB. So now let's start with some studio. So as you can see here, so I have both projects here. The first one is the backend project, and the other one is the SPFx web part. Now I've already the command in the command line. Basically, I've created previously the dev tunnel, but it gave me this new plain URL. Then I can start it here, and it will start the connection. So now, basically, when I get a URL call to this URL, this one here, then my SharePoint web part replete. I can show it here, and I see here that I have this stuff here configured. Okay. Then I can start also the function here, and we will see that the different endpoints that are here, they are available. And if I go to the backend here, for example, classification, these are quite easy. Python function, you can see here that it gets here some parameter. is doing some checks, and then it is loading a system prompt from a JSON file. This JSON file is here, and this is the classification endpoint, so it will try to understand what the user wants when the agent did answer. So if I look at here, this one here, so basically what we feed to the LLM is your language model specialized in classifying user requests, and it will give me back analyze, compare, discuss. There is new technology today with chat and so on, but at this time that was enough for us, also for the hackathon, and it works well. So it gets the user query, and then it's back with one of these four value. So now I will switch to my SharePoint Online. And at this point, I've one meta agent, it is here, and I've already configured the SPFx stack and the TeamsFX stack meta agent. Make this a little bit bigger. So, okay. Now I can add a new agent. So I will grab my agent web part here. Okay. And say this is the Power Platform stack specialist. I want to do a survey. What kind of avatar do you want? We'll take this one for the Power Platform. And yeah, I have here the values prompt. So I can take this here and go back here and do that. So, okay. And here I can configure these are the PNP control, which Alex spoke about. They are great for doing stuff very quickly and using a lot. We use it a lot in our company. So, and that's okay. Great. And then I can publish that. And now it will hit my backend and have just reloading this to be sure that it works, because it was a fast development. So I can here ask something. I want to develop a web part. Now I am just asking one single agent. So the so-called multi-agent flow is not active. I would have to activate it here. I will show that in the demo to develop a UI component. What can I do? So in the document there are basic stuff which are implemented. And if we are okay, we should get an answer. Okay. So it goes to the Azure function, and then it gives me, based on the content I've defined in one file, I've generated this file based on the GPTs for SPFx, TeamsFX, and so on. Then I get that. So now I'm just resetting the history. So I'm starting here. The meta agent. So now delegated, all the agents are in delegated mode, so I cannot give a question here, and then I'm asking a question here. I want to implement a UI component in SharePoint Online. And this is important. Analyze what is the best stack, and this will trigger the analyze classification, and then it will hopefully give us an answer. So now you see that the delegated agents have been triggered. So We wait that all the agents are triggered and then get back to us with an answer. That's great stuff from SharePoint Online. It is still here, yeah. And then I get the answer. I'm happy today because the demo worked. I've done just before another demo and it didn't work, but that's great. So that was from my part. I've also here in some resources about our submission, DevTunnel, which is a great product if you want to develop locally, and also LlamaIndex to perform retrieval. Just give it a try. Thank you very much, and enjoy the next demo.